Hey, what's up YouTube? Welcome to this comprehensive video about everything about salmon. We're going to talk about picking out the right salmon for you and your family. We're going to talk about partnering and pairing it with a delicious wood that's going to enhance the flavor. We're going to talk about cooking situations. We're going to talk about brining. I know I went out of order of that, but we're also going to talk about all of those amazing things. If you have any questions, if you have any comments, please put them in the comment section down below. So I've got this salmon here. This is an Atlantic salmon. We're here in Georgia. And the most common salmon here is going to be the Atlantic salmon, which has a great amount of fat content. You can see it in its packaging right here. We've got some beautiful fat in between those flakes. And this salmon, again, has a great fat content. It's going to allow for more flavor absorption, just like any meat item, ladies and gentlemen. The more that the butcher or fishmonger has to touch it, the more expensive it is going to be, right? So we suggest anytime you're purchasing salmon, just go ahead and purchase a whole side of salmon, right? This also freezes really, really well, especially if you keep it in that original packaging. But getting a whole side, you're only going to get, let's look at this bad boy. 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 to 6 fillets out of a whole side, right? So if it's just 2 of you, heck, I'm gonna eat about 2 pieces of salmon, you know what I'm saying? So if we got 2 people, that's 4 already. We're gonna have 2 left over that we can make a delicious salmon salad the next day for. So again, it seems like a lot, but economically, it's gonna be much less expensive if you purchase your salmon as a side, skin on, right? Now, I enjoy leaving the skin on, ladies and gentlemen, because that skin is gonna allow us to retain a lot of moisture, right, and allow that bottom side to kind of house all of that moisture and keep it in there. I kind of think of it as, oh man, like a little bowl, right? That skin acts like a little bowl to keep that moisture in there. So I enjoy leaving that skin on. But in just a little bit, we're going to show you how to take that skin off. We're going to take the skin off of this particular portion of salmon, and we're actually going to cut it up into steaks, and we're gonna brine that bad boy, right? But traditionally, you're gonna wanna use like a cherry wood or an apple or a pecan, a fruit wood, something kind of delicate. That way you're not overpowering the fish. You're able to taste the fish, taste that environment, and then taste a little bit of that wood on the back end, right? All right, so let's remove. Now, shout out to Sam's Club. That's where we got this fish. Being here in Augusta, we're not necessarily landlocked, but it is not the best place for fishmongers, right? All right, ladies and gentlemen, again, when you're choosing your fish, make sure that it is springy to the touch. It should feel firm, but be springy to the touch. The flesh should bounce back, and the skin should be moist and shiny, and those scales should be tightly attached and not easily pulled off, okay? So those are the things that you're really, really looking for. This is a beautiful piece of fish. It's got that beautiful color to it. It's not cloudy or anything like that. Beautiful pinkness to it. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to slice off right here, because this is very thin, and then we're gonna slice off some of this belly. So take your recteq chef knife, super, super sharp, and we're just gonna run it alongside that belly. Okay, a lot of folks throw this way. No way. We're gonna smoke this, okay, by itself. And then we're gonna take off a little bit of this end right here. Okay, don't discard this. Again, we're just gonna smoke this. This is gonna be the perfect stuff for our lox bagels in the morning, or just a smoked salmon in general, just because it's a lot thinner than the rest of the meat. Instead of throwing it away and wasting it, that's what we're gonna do with this, okay? We'll cut it up just in nice pieces. Take it like that. Just a little bit of seasoning. You don't need a binder or anything. A little bit of that seasoning. I like that honey rib rub, or again, the Jody's Asian Persuasion, right? So we're gonna do a little bit of that honey rib rub, a little bit of that Jody's Asian Persuasion. I like it a little bit sweet. You can tell. Look at that right there. Again, we're gonna let that smoke at 225 to 250 degrees. It'll probably take about 30 to 45 minutes to reach an internal temperature, about 125, 130. Then it's going directly into the refrigerator. And once it's cool, that's when it's ready. Once it's cool, that's when it's ready, okay? So we'll put that in there in just a little bit. Okay. So what we'll do is we'll come down here and you'll just discard a little bit of meat. So we'll cut to your skin, right? We don't want to cut through it, okay? We're gonna hold it. Chef John taught me this trick. Shout out Chef John. And we're just gonna hold the bottom of that skin very tightly, and we're just gonna run our knife at the bottom of this salmon, okay? Okay, back and forth. And that's how we separate. I didn't do it that good of a job, everybody. Y'all pick on me in the comment section down below. All right, now we got our salmon, right? Now what we'll do is we want to cut it up into our fillets, right? So I'm a fat boy, so I like fatter fillets, about the size of my hand. And to keep it consistent, you know, use your hand as a guide. Look at that, look at that. Perfect. Y'all couldn't do that on the internet. Y'all couldn't do that. That was perfect. I picked perfect, Josh. All right, so I'm lazy. I've got ginger that is already chopped up, okay? I've got garlic that is already chopped up. Again, I'm lazy, ladies and gentlemen. This is a time saver for us. So I really like to get that stuff that's in the tube. But again, it's gonna taste way better if you use the fresh stuff. Duh. Now, what we'll add to this is a little bit of soy sauce. We're gonna add some orange juice, but just be careful because that citrus is going to start breaking it down over time. You don't want to marinate anything in citrus longer than 12-ish hours, right? Because it's just going to start to break it down. Now, love to add, got Asian persuasion in there. Give it some salt, give it some pepper, give it some spice, and then we're going to hit it with that Stevie's habanero honey. It's going to add some sweetness. Like I said, I like to add salt and sugar to my brine. Hey, I want to send a special shout out to Reed the Fishmonger. He's an amazing recteq family member. If you got a YouTube channel, you got to follow him on YouTube. He's in the Tampa Bay area. Okay, what we're going to do is we're just going to add this to our, oh God, I'm about to make a mess, Josh, to our zip top bag. Try not to make a mess. And I'm talking to myself, not y'all. So we'll do 3 pieces. Okay. Now this is good for a whole side, but again, remember, we're gonna wet brine this one, and we're gonna dry brine these other 2 pieces, and we're gonna taste them. Josh, I almost made a giant mess on here. Thank goodness. Thank you, Lord. He was looking out for me right there. He knew I didn't want to clean that mess up. So squeeze out all that air. You can get maximum penetration. So we're gonna put this in the refrigerator. So now we're gonna do our dry brine. So I really love a dry brine. The reason why I like the honey rib rub, it's got a good salt sugar combination. It's pretty much perfect for dry brining. Okay, so we got a little bit on the bottom. Why? Because we want the bottom to be seasoned too, right, y'all? Oh, found a pesky scale. Okay, put a little bit of seasoning down there so it can come up from the bottom, and then you'll just cover it in the additional seasoning, just like so. You want to cover it all the way, okay? You do want to cover it all the way, I promise you. There's a reason, okay? And on the sides there, and now we're gonna put this in the refrigerator too, right next to our bag of marinated salmon, right? Wet marinated or wet brine salmon. All right, YouTube, so we've had our brines or marinade, our dry brine and our wet brine, our marinade here, going for just under 12 hours. You can come in and check out this dry brine on this salmon, see what it did. You can see it kind of drew some of that moisture out of the fish there. Pick it up and show you. See, that stuff is like penetrated, right? Looks absolutely amazing. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this to the sink And we're just gonna rinse these thoroughly and get all of that seasoning off there. And then show you the marinated salmon. Looks absolutely amazing. Look at that color it gave it. And again, it's also gonna help the texture of that fish. Now we took the skin off of all of these, but of course you can leave the skin on. All right, so I'm gonna come over here to the sink. Right. You'll just gently rinse all of that seasoning off of there. And again, this is gonna give it a lot different texture because it drew some of that moisture out of there, but you're gonna get a deeper flavor. So we washed it all off, right? Definitely changes the color. Okay, so those are ready. Go ahead, put these bad boys in there as well. What I have here are some cedar planks, okay? Now these I've been soaking for about an hour, okay? You wanna soak them, get them moisturized, that way they don't burn. We also have the cherry and maple wraps for your salmon. We've got some videos, check those out on our YouTube channel as well as our social media. But again, I use these small cedar planks. You can also get these large ones for the whole side of the salmon. Okay, now you don't want to put your salmon on there all wet, right? So what we'll do is we'll actually dry these pieces of salmon off a little bit before we place them on that cedar plank. Okay, we're just going to put a little bit of that Jody's Asian Persuasion. That was part of that marinade slash brine. Should have done presentation side last. That's what we teach y'all here. One on that plank. One on this one. Two on this one. And they're ready to go. What I'll do is I'll put it up on this rack in the back. Just like so. You can see, I could tell, you know, by this beautiful fat that's coming up out of the fish that these bad boys are ready to go. Yep, 142. These are at about 133. But that's how I like them. I like to take them off just under. You can see, look at that beautiful fish. Beautiful color to it. You can see that plank is dried out. We soaked that bad boy. Look at all that juice coming out of it. Oh yeah, I'm gonna lean it towards you so that juice drips in front of you guys. Look at that. All right, we're not just gonna dive into these things right now. We're gonna let them rest. We're just gonna set some aluminum foil sheets right on top. And we're gonna let these bad boys rest for about 5 to 10 minutes. Because again, all of those flavored juices on the inside, they're bouncing around, right? They're having a party. We want them to chill out, return back to the center of that piece of meat so we can enjoy it, right? And so this is the salmon for that dry brine. And you can tell, you know, it's got a deeper, richer color to it. No seasoning on the outside, you know, we rinsed it off, but this is gonna have a much firmer texture to it, as you can see right here. Look at that. But it's gonna be absolutely amazing and beautiful and delicious. Very delicious flavor with that. You're getting that smoke. Again, we use those cherry pellets. Getting that sweetness. But very moist, ladies and gentlemen. Again, that dry brine did a really good job of flavoring this fish without overpowering it. Let's take this other fly. Man, I'm not gonna lie to you, Josh. Those look great. They look absolutely amazing. Beautiful color. Again, we hit it with that Jody's Asian Persuasion. Again, cooked it on those cedar planks. And then let's just go in there. Oh yeah. Absolutely beautiful. The ginger and garlic, it's soy, are coming through. It tastes absolutely amazing. I'm trying to feel, there's a little bit of a woodiness, earthiness to it. But I honestly think that the marinade slash brine is what's really coming through and kind of overpowering that cedar plank. But absolutely amazing. You can see how juicy, moist this is. Different texture, a lot smoother, more pillowy, right? Pillowy texture. Not as firm, but those delicious Asian flavors come through. That, man, that right there, partnered with some nice white rice and some green beans would be absolutely amazing, Josh. This salmon here, I really like it like on a salad. If you enjoyed this comprehensive salmon video, please let us know by giving us a thumbs up, putting some comments down below, and making sure that you're following recteq on all social media, ladies and gentlemen. And if you didn't hear me introduce myself earlier, my name is Jody Flanagan, the BBQ Dad. Make sure you follow recteq on all social media and me on all social media. But from everybody here, God bless you. God bless the United States. And we'll see you at the recteq. Man, love this freaking salmon.